This is a HeadGum podcast.
So we were about to start recording the episode, then we randomly got sucked into an episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which who knew that was still on TV?
It's got a new host, too. Where's the Reg?
Yeah, Reg has not been on there for a long time.
Really? That was like the hottest fucking show.
That was the biggest game show. Like
when Lost was on.
I feel like everybody tuned in for that. It was always... Well,
at least white families.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
That was part of our quote-unquote culture. Sitting down and watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I want to be a millionaire.
Yo, have you ever seen anybody win? They drop that confetti?
Yeah, I think I have seen a winner every once in a while.
Like one time I saw it.
You know, they've made some changes. They
got rid of Phone a Friend.
And now
because
it's
they can't afford
+1.
Yeah.
Like you're going to a wedding or something. Like
they have them like in the studio instead of like doing the fake phone call. I guess that was too much money.
Also, like you pointed out, it's like they're trying to fill like a word count for like an essay every time they're trying to answer a question because they're like saying so much shit, reading it over and over and over again.
They have to like work out their thought process like they're showing their work for math. Like that's what's happening. Meanwhile, if it was like me up there, I'd be like, C, final answer.
They asked a question about pickles, and Rachel was like there for it as soon as the answers were even up.
Bitch. I could have won at least 10 grand.
Yeah.
But then they throw out, like, I wouldn't know what to research. Like, I always wonder, like, how many months do people prepare for Jeopardy?
Yo.
Or, like, is your whole life preparing for Jeopardy?
That's a lot. I can't commit.
I don't know if I could do Jeopardy.
No,
I used to love that in school.
I could never do Jeopardy. Are you kidding me?
When you had Jeopardy right before an exam, like the exam was next day, and so you played review. Like, that was so fun.
I loved review games.
Me too. Because I'm one of those people that, like, I do well when I have somebody quiz me.
Yeah.
Especially, like, just memorizing things. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my god, all 206 bones. Episode 206.
It's gonna happen.
Coming. Get your tibulas fucking ready, bitch. Anyway, this is Coffee with Rachel.
I'm Chris.
I'm Rachel, and what are we even drinking?
We're just drinking Trader Joe's coffee today. Nothing special.
The Av Joe.
Yeah, he's here. Joe is ready. I don't know.
Do you have a fact, actually?
Oh my god, I don't even have a fact.
All right. Well, the fact of the matter is, there's a rumor, a myth going around where if you add a little salt to your grinds when you're brewing your coffee, it's supposed to cut the bitterness. I think it's for weak people that can't handle coffee. No, I'm just kidding. But apparently, like, Alton Brown, like, swears by it.
Oh my god.
And I've seen them try it on BuzzFeed. So maybe next episode we should try it.
Wow, corporate America trying to infuse sodium into our diet even more.
Wow.
That's fucked up.
That could be it.
Squeezy hates sodium.
Actually, that's a total lie.
He is the biggest fan of sodium.
Well, shit. Should we try? I think it's like a tablespoon.
Oh my god, really? I thought you meant like a sprinkle. Like
just a pinch. I actually have no idea. I totally could have made up that measurement. It's actually a quarter cup.
2 parts salt to 1 part coffee. Like,
honestly, is that not my body? Is that not my biological form?
You are a mountain now?
Like, the makeup
are you?
Bitch, I'll move mountains. It's this tit. Anyway,
oh, shit. So,
what's on the docket, bitch?
Well, you know, we missed...
It's been a while.
Yeah, we were gone. We're here now. You know, it's just the way it is. And in that time, I think the government has fallen apart, pretty much. We're not going to talk about it.
It's becoming a day-by-day process.
Honestly, like, our show would be like 5 hours long and we wouldn't talk about anything else if it was just politics.
I know.
It's too much.
But, fucking Milo, Ian Fuckulous, he got his book canceled.
He did. Oh, yeah, and he also... Oh, God, it was like...
He's losing contracts left and right.
Yeah, he's losing contracts left and right. And wasn't it something about, like, pedophilia that, like, finally did it in for him? As if, like, the other things weren't bad enough.
The main criticism I've been seeing on my Twitter is just, like, people being like, you know, he was very transphobic, and, like, this is where you draw the line, which obviously pedophilia is also disgusting, too.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, goddamn.
Downplay that, like...
We knew he had some bad opinions, you know?
Goddamn.
But basically, there was just like some video that was shown where he was just kind of saying that a relationship between like a very young boy and an older man is like not that serious, you know what I mean? And like
God.
that we focus too much on child abuse. I was like, okay.
Who are you? Like, honestly, he just needs to fucking leave.
And, I was thinking about this earlier because, that new show, fucking Riverdale, which we're not watching because a cast member, but, like...
Yes.
But they're doing the thing that, like, all these, like, young adult shows do where it's, like, a teacher sleeping with a student and it's, like, framed as, like, sexy and not...
That's so stupid.
Alarming. Like...
Terrifying. Let's not normalize that.
Like, I read those Pretty Little Liars books.
Yeah.
And in the book, the teacher that sleeps with the student gets fucking arrested.
Wow.
Okay? And then he's gone.
Wow.
And on the show, he's still there. And I think they're very much in love. Like, it's
I
a lot.
pop into, like, the episodes every once in a while if you watch one.
I'm going to be watching it when it comes back because I want to see how they end it. Because I just need to know for my own brain.
Everything ending.
I know.
Bates Motel, Vampire Diaries,
I need to catch
Pretty
up
Little
on
Liars.
Bates Motel, man.
Yeah, we'll watch that.
You've never even seen it.
No.
It's really good, though. I got mad because I got spoiled on something that, like, technically can't really be a spoiler because I think it happens in Psycho, so it's like, okay. But I was just mad, so I stopped watching, but I want to watch now that it's the final season, apparently.
Well, we're just, like, face first into Vampire Diaries, and
it's been wonderful. So many Ron Pope songs. So many Frey songs.
No matter how much
would have such a lit soundtrack.
Yeah, no matter how much I like shit on it from time to time, it's still like a fantastic show.
I love it
great.
So much. It will always hold a big special place in my heart, bitch.
Yeah.
And I just like any show. It could be a show that I don't even care about.
Yeah.
I still cry every time they're on like the final episode and they like tie things up and like just start pulling all of the nostalgia. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's a show that I really care about. Like, I know I'm the exact person that they want in their audience because I just weep when I'm supposed to. When the music is playing, I cry.
When the Gilmore Girls revival ended, how were you?
Oh, that was different. I actually just watched a video and it was like top 10 things we didn't like about the revival, and it was just like, basically all of what we said.
Yeah, that episode was something.
But I still want to rewatch it because I think I need to do it again, I can't just have it that one sleep-deprived night.
Fuck. Well, I wanted to bring up two things that are, like, news things that are laws, but not bad, like, government
This is good news.
Well, one of them's just dumb and it's Pennsylvania, so, hey, I want to shit on Pennsylvania. But the other one is cool.
Chris's brand.
That is my brand.
It is.
Well, Pennsylvania passed a law that when you pull up to a stoplight and, like, there's nobody coming, like
a red light.
Yeah, a red light, that, like, you can go and that it will be legal. And, like, it's so vaguely worded. They're like, if you deem that it is a safe time to, like, use the intersection while red, then you can go. Which is, like, gonna cause, one, more accidents. Two,
my car accident that I was in was because someone ran a red light.
Yeah, and, like, anybody that runs a red light now is gonna be like, oh, well, I thought it was, like, a good time to go. And the cops are gonna have, like, such a, like, a horrible time dealing with that.
Are the cameras, though? Probably.
Well, I mean, like, even if it's red, though, like, the law says that, like, you can go on a red light.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's really, really fucking
I wouldn't
stupid.
expect anything less from the Groundhog State.
I mean, you already got the potholes to, like, swerve around, so...
There's so much happening on those streets. Like, you're better off in a horse and buggy, like half the state does anyway. People watch the fuck out for the horse and buggy,
Yeah, you step aside for those horse and buggy.
They have, like, an entire lane. You don't even know what Pennsylvania is, okay?
And then the other thing was that I think it's in Ontario.
Canada.
Yes, Canada. So not Pennsylvania, not the U.S.
I got you.
They are going to be introducing, like, financial literacy, like, as a mandatory, like, class thing you go through in grade school.
What age?
I think it was, like, middle or, like, early high school kind of time frame. But, like, it's basically, like, taxes and mortgages and, like, all of that shit that, like, you should learn how to do.
Yeah.
But they're going to make it, like, mandatory for every student to learn.
That's what everybody always complains about, is that you didn't learn how to do any of this tactile shit that you need to know.
I just thought that was, like, really cool.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring that up because I wish I had learned, like, any of that. I still couldn't tell you.
He's getting so jazzed, he's shaking the whole fucking couch.
I couldn't tell you what a 401k does, you know what I mean?
We still don't know.
Who is she? Why is there 401ks,
My band. And my brand of Kellogg's cereal.
Oh, my fuck. So, it's fucking hot. The weather.
Hot as...
Bothered.
It's actually not that hot here.
Hot and bothered.
But it was like the one day... Oh my god, so I had like my therapy again, finally. Pray.
No, yeah, you went back.
God. So...
You made it.
She's good. But that day in particular was like a super sunny day, not a cloud in the sky, and everyone in the waiting room was like, oh my god, I saw sun and I just couldn't even believe what was happening. And there were people being like, they were joking, they're like, I couldn't even tell you what this weather is. Like, what is sunlight, you know? Which I love. I love that we're all
on the same
in
page
this together.
Yeah.
But I guess I didn't realize, like, I guess it is kind of early for it to be already getting so warm.
Yeah, for the past, like...
Feb?
I would say, like, for the past, like, at least 5 years, maybe decade, like, spring has been coming earlier and earlier. Now spring, like...
Spring on the East Coast, though, fuck, I would never want to deal with her again.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
It starts now in February, when it doesn't technically start until March, and, like... Now we're kind of getting to, like, April-ish kind of weather by the end of February.
I know. It's fucked up.
It's really fucking terrible.
When you're in the East Coast, it's like, one day it's 50, the next day it's 80, the next day it's 70, but raining. Like, you have no idea what's happening. Your allergies are all over the place.
Your wardrobe is all over the place.
True. Oh, my God. It was so stressful to dress for school, like, the second semester of college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think... Now, being here, I could ever live in a place that didn't have, like, the gradual change in temperature that we have here. Like, I know that, like, pretty much
honestly, for a while, it's very much the same.
Yeah. Like from the end of, like, September through, like... through February, I can have a sweater and pants, and I know that, like, I'm going to be good.
Just gradually, you might need a better jacket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And waterproof elements are required.
Exactly.
But other than that, I mean, fuck. I mean, it's not... We're weird, though. Like, most people would not want to live in a fucking gray, rainy-ass, cold place. And, like, I totally understand. Because, let's be honest, like, even now, I really look forward to spring. Because, like, I love fall still. And fall still rank as my fave season for many different reasons.
Yeah.
But... winter used to always be, like, my second, but now I think spring is kicking its ass, because winter here is basically just fall 2.0, and by the end of it, you're just like, all right, I would like to go outside again.
Yeah.
You know?
I like, also just, like, because we're farther north, so it's, like, less daylight, even more than what we had in Pennsylvania.
That bugs me.
But like,
spring here is just, like, if you're ever going to visit Seattle, I would highly recommend coming in the spring.
Yeah,
it's
summer,
fucking gorgeous.
I mean, it's going to be hot. Like, spring is pretty good.
It's less humid here. Turns out I moved to a really dry place. I didn't know.
Yeah, the dry and the dark really has decreased the winter.
We'll stop being able to use the humidifier every day, which will be exciting.
Thank God. I like it now because, like, in the, like, fall and winter, like, I was really jazzed for that time of year on the East Coast, but then just, like, by the time I hit my birthday, after that I was, like, not looking forward to, like, anything until, like, September.
I know, because it gets so hot in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and I don't like spring there at all, and I didn't like summer there at all.
Like, it doesn't need to be 110 degrees.
Just like, after we were throwing boiling water into the air and it was freezing.
Yeah, like, it's a lot. Here, it's, like, a smooth 80. And, like, that is fine for me. That's about as hot as I ever want to be, honestly.
That's how I feel.
70 is honestly the ideal.
I don't want the temperature to be above my body temperature, you know?
Whoa.
That's my rule of thumb.
Yeah, I don't even want it to be close to that at all.
Yeah, that's my top limit.
That's true.
Shit. So I guess maybe we should talk about that whole PewDiePie thing.
Oh my God. Happened. It's over. She's gone.
It's over, but...
We were going to talk about it on the fucking day that we were going to record, and then I got a migraine and was like, I'm not dealing with this shit today.
We can't handle this right now.
So, I mean, to sum up what happened, I mean, I'm sure we all know what happened by now. So he made, like, a prank video where there's this website, Fiverr, where you can pay $5 to do anything. And so he made these two dudes say death to all Jews, or hold up a sign that said that. Yeah. And then he made, like, this guy that impersonates Jesus to say, like, Hitler wasn't that bad, or something like that.
Yeah.
And obviously it was a joke. I put in quotes, whatever. I'm sure he didn't really mean you know, I don't know.
Do I think he hates Jews?
No, I don't. But it's like in this climate, especially this political climate, where we're seeing swastikas everywhere and we got Nazis running around. Let's just not. That's my rule of thumb.
And so the whole point was that like he was trying to prove that like
the media will get on a witch hunt about anything.
Yeah, and they'll take what he said out of context. And like they did take it out of context, which is like, you get the point of the experiment. Like, I understand what you're doing, but
what's with all these fucking YouTubers? I got a social experiment. I'm gonna grab this woman's ass. Like, can we fuck off?
I know, right?
Like, I'm sorry. That's one genre of YouTube that could just go.
But I
get it. Like, he's critiquing the media, and yes, the media can be trash. Okay,
he could have picked literally anything else, though, to be like, take this out of context.
Yeah,
you know
let's
what I mean?
use another example, just because currently and historically, it's kind of fucked up.
Exactly.
And the thing that bugged me, it was like, everybody, like all the big YouTubers were immediately in his defense because they, you know, were in agreement that he was just trying to prove that the media is fucked up.
Yeah.
Which, like, yeah, that's true. But it just bugs me that, like, people just, like, think that these jokes are not insensitive. You know, like, like, I'm sorry, but, like, it's not funny. It's really lowbrow. Like, I was getting more clever anti-Semitic jokes thrown my way in 7th grade. Like, it's not funny. It's just immature, like, super low intelligence comedy, you know? And I'm just
that
not
kind of
here
degrading stuff is not funny in 2017 anymore. Like,
and if, like, you think it's edgy and cute, then you've obviously never had to endure anti-Semitism or have relatives in your family that are Holocaust survivors. Like, it's not fun. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's obviously, you could have used any other joke to kind of make that statement. I don't know. And you could have, like, fake endorsed Trump or something. I've seen people do that, and then the media actually picks it up, and they're like, blah, 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 is Trump. You get me. I can't even say his fucking name.
Exactly. Nobody wants to say he who must not be named.
Which, alright, so I'm in Deathly Hallows right now. I'm actually about to turn the page onto the Battle of Hogwarts, okay? But it's finally relevant for them to not say Voldemort. The whole time I thought, God damn, they are so annoying with this. And now he actually, like, sends people, because he's got, like, a Google search on the word Voldemort.
Control F on these airwaves, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so he's SEO, he's search optimizing the use of Voldemort on Google.
Fuck.
But anyway, Chris is, like, mad because I was, like, gonna keep reading, and he was like, Rachel, you can't read the chapter about Snape unless I'm home and in the room to, like, watch you read it. So, yeah.
Basically, like, from here on out, like, I want to be present when you read this.
I know.
So I can get your reactions. And also, I've been mad because you've been, like, savoring, like, reading, like, one page every week because you don't want it to end.
It's been more than that. It's kind of true.
I get it. You don't want it to end because it's so fabulous and you've joined now the Harry Potter trash that we all are.
It's not my fault that you're taking 11 years to finish Phoenix. I get it. It's your least fave for some reason.
No, it's not.
What is your least fave? I forget.
I guess I'd have to say Goblet of Fire, but I don't know. I still like that too. Like, I don't like picking my least fave.
At this point, I don't have a least
Well,
fave.
I mean, if you want to count Cursed Child, that's obviously my least fave.
Yeah. Oh, so I finally got to be in on that one theory with Fantastic Beasts and Grindelwald and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So, do you want to explain what that theory is for people that have not thought of it or seen that one Reddit post?
It's just that Ariana Dumbledore was apparently an obscurus based off of her description
in the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, and how, like, they describe what that is in Fantastic Beasts. So the theory is that she was an obscurus first when, like, Grindelwald and Dumbledore were all young. Yeah. And so then Grindelwald knew how to make them,
like,
essentially.
Make them happen, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like a young magical child that tries to suppress their magic because they don't want to have the magic, but then it eventually explodes out of them. And, like...
And they're bad.
Yeah, and they turn into this weird smoke monster kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then he does
They break all of New York. It's
exactly.
fine.
he does that to that kid in Fantastic. I don't even remember his name, honestly.
Yeah,
and I just
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, and Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
He's just telling
Classics.
Ezra to fucking be an obscurus, basically. And so who knows how that's all gonna play out, but it's definitely all gonna lead up to like
Dumbledore
Grindelwald.
v. Grindelwald.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be like.
I wonder
the
if they'll
finale.
cover Ariana's story, like.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm just really curious as to how the fuck Newt is gonna like.
Newt is like, they just used him as a vehicle to tell this bigger story
And
that
why-
they've always wanted to cover, but why the fuck did they do that? They could have just been like, what was it, Batman versus Superman? They could have
Yeah.
done Grindelwald versus Dumbledore. And
Oh
like,
my God.
did that whole story, and then they have a Fantastic Beasts movie with actual beasts.
Yeah, they should have just done
More than
Fantastic
two.
Beasts as just a separate thing, one thing, because they're gonna name this whole series like Fantastic Beasts and blah blah blah.
And it's gonna be Fantastic Beasts and how Dumbledore killed Grindelwald. Like,
No,
it's not
It doesn't fit at all.
one bow truckle
and
there.
If they didn't have like many Fantastic Beasts in this first one, I can
I
imagine
know.
how little they're going to be in the following ones.
That was my biggest complaint. It's like you go in that one room where he's conserving all of them,
Yeah.
and they have the Obscurus in the back.
I would like be so interested in like
Him
how-
actually discovering all of these beasts.
I guess that might be how he has an Obscurus, so like he was able to like
Contain
one or something, so maybe he plays into it somehow. I still have a theory that like he like Dumbledore's one claim to fame is that he like finds a whole bunch of uses for dragon's blood. I think it's 12, and so I
Yeah.
think he's gonna work with like Newt to like do that.
So we're gonna have
work.
like a flashback or a flash. It's just in the
in
forward.
the, it's just in the present. That's my theory.
Because I get really confused on the timeline because I forget how old like Dumbledore really is and all this shit.
Yeah,
Whatever. Either way, I'm almost done, guys.
yeah, I know. It's
So
very
upsetting.
sad. And then when we get to watch the movies and finish the Lego game,
I know. I'm excited mostly to finish the Lego game because that game is so fun.
it's sad. I understand.
Yeah, I've literally been reading like one chapter a week. It's fine.
So you saw this list of
Oh.
foods that were fake or something? Like,
Okay, I found this article, and it's basically like, how do I even access like bookmarked articles? That's a great question. But like,
BuzzFeed.
while
what
I
are
figured
you?
this out, no, it's just like on my phone. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
oh my god, yeah, Safari. Like, I have so much trouble like functioning Safari on my phone. I
Yeah.
can't find anything.
Yeah, and I am gone. I found it. This was an article on Business Insider.
Ooh, the inside of the business.
Yeah, and it was 8 popular American foods that aren't what you think they are. So they got me. They got me with that fucking title.
You know, we love these kind of like conspiracy, like the fucking companies are screwing you over kind of thing.
I
like,
love it. So the first one, because I just thought this whole article was interesting and I want to talk about it. So I had already heard of this one before, but wasabi that you find when you're getting like sushi and other things
Okay.
is not real wasabi. They say about 99% of all wasabi sold in the US is fake.
Wow.
Fake news right here.
Oh my god.
They say it's actually just a mix of horseradish, hot mustard, and green dye.
Interesting.
Because apparently wasabi is difficult to grow and really expensive.
So is wasabi just like
it's a plant.
it's a plant
It's
itself?
the ground
Okay.
up, like not the stem, but yeah, the stem of the plant. They like grind
Okay, yeah, I
it
get it,
or
yeah.
grate it like ginger. Similarly, and yeah, it's like just spicy. And it says it costs $160 a kilogram. So that's why they just use this fake shit.
I mean, I don't really even use wasabi, so
I do a little bit, but you know. Okay, this one grossed me the fuck out. This is lobsters.
anytime seafood is involved, I'm already like,
See me out of this.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so not the lobster when you're like at Red Lobster, incidentally, and they show it like in the shell. Like that's obviously a real lob. Like,
Is it though?
well, it is, but there, you know, when you get like lobster mac and cheese or anything with just like chunks of it,
Yeah.
they say it's not actually real lobster. They use this other crustacean that is essentially a big hermit crab,
Wow, that's
which just it got me. It got me. You know, it's like I get it. Like it's probably a popular, you know, shellfish to eat in like other countries, and it's probably not like gross or anything, but it's just like the fact that you think something's lobster and it's actually like a hermit crab situation. Is that part puts me off a
What
lot.
I want to know is, like, is it, like, technically, like, scientifically a, like, breed of lobster?
Well,
because
I'm sure
how do they
they're
get
all
away?
similarly.
Like, how do they get away with calling it a lobster? Whatever, if it's maybe it's like
It's because
in that genus
the
or something.
word
like,
for it in Spanish means little lobster.
Okay,
it's a
so
langoustino, I think. That's how you pronounce it.
Oh, okay, I've heard of that.
Which I
before.
know that's like a fish, not a fish, a shellfish, a crustacean.
Oh my god,
that people have eaten before, and it's not like new, but it's just like the idea that it's not what you think the fish is. Like when you get like
you think
an
you're getting red
cut,
lobster, like
like when you get I don't know, like something and they just give you like really shitty like white fish that's not whatever. I don't eat fish anymore, so it's fine. Okay, so Kobe beef, I don't honestly care about her. Parmesan cheese. Okay, so
we all know that fucking green shaker is shady as fuck.
That Kraft green shaker is fucked up. So it basically contains an anti-clumping additive made of wood pulp. And
it still clumps though. Like, who the fuck are they kidding?
It's like you know the one that you get where it's literally like sticks of Parmesan.
Yeah.
That's where I don't even like that anyway. Like, if you're going to get parm, like, you go to your deli counter and you just have them grate you off some, and then it comes in, like, a little container.
Yeah,
I
used to fucking do that all the time when I worked at the cheese stand.
Yeah. So, the kind that's in the can, though, that's the little sticks.
Yeah.
That's what that means. And it's true. That stuff does not stick to each other. So,
okay.
You know, that's cool. Apparently, it's a safe additive that you can eat like 2
Is that what the fucking
of.
yoga mat thing was that
yeah.
was in the fucking Subway
According
sandwiches?
to cheese technologist Dean Summer. That's crazy,
God.
Dean.
I want my job to be a cheese technologist.
Apparently truffles are also fake. If it's like telling you that it's truffle oil at some shitty restaurants, like not all restaurants obviously, but like unless they shave them in front of you and they just tell you something's like a truffle oil, it could be like fake truffles because they're obviously really expensive. So like when you get a place that's like selling you cheap like truffle oil fries or something, like
didn't like a fast food restaurant used to do like truffle oil fries or something? I thought so.
I'm not sure.
It'd definitely be fake if that was true.
This next one bugged me though because I knew about this, but it's olive oil is usually fake. Like, not all of it, but, like, you have to make sure that what you're getting is real olive oil because a lot of what they put into it is, like, soybean oil, peanut oil, and sunflower seed oil, which, first of all, if you have, like, a nut allergy...
Yeah, I was just gonna say, peanut oil, like, fuck.
I mean, all of those are nuts, well, except for the soybean, but peanut and sunflower seed.
Wow.
So that's not good. But what happens is some olive oil that can contain rapeseed oil apparently has like a poisonous toxin in it that can like be cancerous like if you have it like over time.
Wow.
So like just make sure you're reading the ingredients and getting it from like a good source, as Ina would say. You know, get your good olive oil. And honey, which if you buy the honey that's like in the fucking bear, most of that is actually just corn syrup. So, and like probably coloring too. So like if you're going to be buying honey, well, first of all, like I still am on the fence about the whole honey thing. Is it good for the bees? Is it bad? But basically the general gist is if you're going to be buying honey, you buy it from a local beekeeper. Yeah. Because that's the most ethical way and it's the best for the bees.
Yeah, so. There was that one lady that was in the Pike Place Market that just has a whole... All the honeys. Like, she had so many different flavors.
Every flea market we go to, like, there's someone...
There's always somebody that is selling honeys.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. That and, like, different jams. Mm-hmm. I'm here for the jam sellers of America. You know? Because I would honestly be doing that. I feel like one of these days I'm just going to be becoming that canning bitch. That's going to be me. Yeah. That... a local farmer's market. I've canned my own pickles.
You know those fucking jams, they're not going to have, like, just, like, 90% sugar in them, because I'm sure it's, like, like, Smuckers. With a name like good. Smuckers. Fuck. We say that to each other, like, all the time. It's randomly. It's really weird.
It's a lot. It means advertising is really seeped in.
God damn it. So something else that you saw that is kind of terrifying is that phones might be doing some face recognition kind of bullshit in the future.
Oh, the new iPhone. There's like all sorts of rumors about like what features it's going to have, the iPhone 8. And one of the big things is that they're probably going to be getting rid of Touch ID with your fingerprint and just replacing that with facial recognition software.
Okay, listen, they really need to fucking stop taking away buttons and shit, because, like, you already are down to, like, one.
Wait, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
You got 4 buttons on here.
4 buttons and a slider for the volume.
I think we're good. Like, I don't want my phone to be any thinner, first of all. Like, I think that the 7 is a good thinness. And so I don't know if this is...
It's got a good hand feel, I must say.
Yeah.
Even cased.
The smoothed sides, they're great.
Smoothed.
The only things that, like, I honestly like the way that it is now. The only thing that, like, just, you know, making the insides better, like, run faster, whatever, and also, like, wireless charging. That's something that I really want.
They're supposed to be doing that as well.
Yeah.
Which I would really love. Just, like, something I can just lay my phone on.
Exactly. Like, I'm here for that, but, like, I don't need them to... I'm actually really mad now that they moved the headphone jack, because, like...
It's finally bugging you.
It's finally bugging me.
Because you don't want to spend money on a new pair of headphones when we already have a pair of, like, $100 headphones.
And I know, like, I can use, like, their headphones that they provided with the phone, but, like, I always forget them. Like, I don't have them, because I am using my regular headphones that plug into literally every other device.
Well, you use, like, your nice over-ear ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I have those at work.
Like, the ones that they give you are, like, when you're, I don't know, in your house and you're walking around and you're on the phone.
Yeah. No, they want you to buy fucking... Like, they're probably gonna, like... Yo, I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna, like, do wireless charging, and then they're just gonna be, like, just remove the lightning port and be, like, AirPods and wireless charging.
Okay, but how would you plug in your phone to your computer to back it up or to update it?
Like Bluetooth.
Or anything. Oh, but that would take more time.
But I guarantee you, they want it to probably just be like a solid block with
you never need to plug in,
with no plugs, no buttons. Like, you're never gonna get away from a fucking speaker on it, because, like, duh.
Yeah.
But, like, that's it. That's, like, all they want to have on here.
Interesting.
I hate that.
Well, I was thinking, like, with the whole facial recognition shit, it's like, back in the day, our parents used to be like, don't put your full name on the internet. Don't put your face on the internet.
My Facebook, like, couldn't have my face as the profile picture for the longest time.
I wasn't allowed to make a MySpace.
Yeah.
But I was like, I had, like, on certain internet, like, forums and, like, groups and stuff that I was involved in, like, people would use, like, fake names, you know? Or, like, you were just, like...
That's how screen names and usernames, like, first came about. Because when we were all on AOL Instant Messenger, we were coming up with, like, a stupid shit. It wasn't going to be, like, R. Whitehurst, you know? It was going to be, like... That's where Hub Glacier was born.
Bitch, Pretty Penguin 22. You know? And it's not wrong. But I was just thinking, like, now, we literally have... Apple probably has a database of all of our fucking fingerprints.
God damn it. If, like, we learned anything from...
What does that mean? And we did it because we're like, it's easier to buy fucking in-app purchases, bitch. Like...
And between, like, my phone just, like, can, like, maybe buy things with my face or my fingerprint to, like, the Amazon Go, where I'm just gonna, like, walk in and walk out, like... Consumerism, man, it's here. And, like,
here.
I'm just buying things left and right.
I don't even really use it. I don't make a lot of in-app purchases. I went through that phase, and now I'm, like, over it, because I'm just trying to spend my money on things that aren't, like, stupid phone games anymore, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even if a level is frustrating, bitch, I'm playing solitaire right now. That's my game on my phone that I've been playing.
I like to buy the games that are, like, you know, you buy it up front, like a regular game, and then you just have
like Monument Valley.
Now, like, so many games and apps and everything are like subscriptions, which is even worse than, like, fucking
I don't want to pay monthly.
You kidding me?
I have Apple Music, Netflix. Those are the two things that I pay for monthly. I got YouTube Red's free trial just so I could watch Gigi Gorgeous's fucking documentary, which was great, by the way. And I will absolutely be canceling my fucking subscription, because even though I love how convenient it is that I can watch a YouTube video that I might not need to, like, look at, like if it's a Q&A or, like, you know, a live stream or something.
Yeah. And
I can be on Twitter but hear the person I'm listening to, like, in the background. That's great, and I should not have to pay $10 for that.
That's, like, so fucked up that they, like...
Or actually, no, I think it's $12.99.
It's so fucked up. You can tell that YouTube, like, they didn't have just...
I'm sorry, but none of those YouTube Red originals are good enough for me to spend $12.99 a fucking month.
That's more than Netflix. Like, come on.
No. Sorry.
But they were like, when they were planning this, they're like, we don't have enough justification for this price, so we're going to hold back features so that way we can add them to this. Like, that's so fucked up.
Shit, that just reminded me. Like, my whole point of bringing up PewDiePie was like, of course you're going to lose your YouTube Red original and your fucking contract with Disney if you say anti-Semitic things, joke or not. Like, that's not a shock. you risked a lot doing that.
You risked,
you know what
like,
I mean?
100 people's jobs.
Yeah, and then people were like, oh, well, aren't you upset that those people, like, lost the job? And it's like, yeah, he should be apologizing to them because he just fucked them over. That was his fault.
It was a fucking gamble, and, like, he
If
should have thought about it more.
If he had not made that joke, they would all still be working on that project. That sucks for them.
It's different if he would have just lost his contract, but the fact that it affects other people's livelihoods is, like, what is an extra layer of, like, he should have thought more about this.
Yeah. So, overall, don't be doing that. It's not a good business move, like, at all. Also, just not good ethically.
And
it's
Apple,
fine.
don't fucking have a data bath of my
Am I
fucking
going to use the facial recognition software when it comes out if I have that phone? Absolutely. It's just like, I think about it and I'm like, I have gone so far into trusting the internet now. But it's like, it's only getting worse. It's really not trustworthy.
It is definitely fucking, like, has to be fact that it's listening at all times, especially Facebook. Facebook, I think, is really...
Facebook fucking is listening.
Facebook is fucked up. Like, I really think Facebook is, like, really shady. Because they
want to get rid of it, but I have that fan page kind of thing that also adds to my Instagram.
The only reason I like having Facebook is that, like, logging into other things. That's what I like to have.
But that's also something I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good at all. They have access to, like, most of the activity I do on the internet.
Yeah.
Even though I went in my settings and I did all the thing where it's like, they can't tailor ads to, like, my browser history and all these different things. Like, there's so many things. If you have like 30 minutes, because it'll take you 30 minutes to figure out where the fuck this shit is. Do it, because you should look through your privacy and advertising settings. And when you go on Facebook on the app, it shows you what keywords they think fits you.
Wow.
And, like, it knows your political party and shit. Like, it's
well, I mean,
crazy.
if you input that on, like, your fucking stats page.
I don't think I have that on mine. Because I definitely, like, have very little information now. I just mostly have, like, what schools I went to.
I'm going to assume they judge that off of, like, what news networks you share and stuff.
See, even right now, I'm trying desperately to figure out where the fuck to go so that I can look at these privacy settings, because I think they're really interesting, like, what it labels you as for different ads.
I think now we're just, like, at the point where, like, they try to add, like, a lot of features to, like, different things, but they're so fucking pointless.
Yeah.
Like, with the new iOS, like, when they did the, like, raise to wake thing, where, like, when you pick it up and then, like, the screen turns on, like...
I don't have that turned on because I feel like it would eat my battery.
Yeah, I don't need that to, like, eat away at my battery. And also, like, on the screen when it was, like, 3D or whatever, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, where the background kind of, like, could move.
Yeah, I have that off, too.
Yeah.
That's lame. Did you find it yet?
Yeah, if you go to, like, your Facebook settings I don't know how to find them, and then ads, it shows you in there, so it says your information.
Oh my god, what is happening? The layers are so deep.
Your categories. Okay, so
oh shit.
Console gamer. Like, how does it know? Okay.
Oh my god.
Away from hometown. Whoa.
Well, I mean, you could probably tell that from, like, your location.
I know, but that's, like, a weird thing to advertise to specifically me about. You know what I mean? Like, that's why.
So what are they going to pull, like, ads like, go home for the holidays, like...
Yeah. Millennials. Oh my god. Gmail users. U.S. politics very liberal. That's honestly too true. And, like, there's not that much crazy shit because I already had gone through here and, like, deleted things that I didn't want them to advertise to me because of. Like, I forget exactly what they were. Oh my god, it knows. Alright, so on Facebook, I have, like, interested men and women, but it's always been only me can see that since, like, forever before I was, like, out. And that's apparently something that it uses to advertise to me, too, even though that's not public. That's wild.
That's really weird. Right now, all my ads on Facebook have just been squatty potties. Like,
yeah, that's
all
true.
it's been.
And then it shows you what advertisers, like, you've clicked on and stuff like that.
This is too deep. I can tell you, they probably have, like, 100-person team that is dedicated to, like, figuring out this shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a lot. I mean, when they've got 1 billion people, like 1/7 of the world's population on their fucking platform, you know, they got some
they
got some science behind it.
I can only imagine the amount of information they know, like, about people, like, in general, and how they could do, like, a whole table of information, like a huge census of, like, the population and what we like and what our clicking habits are and all these things. Like, someone's gonna write a big dossier about that shit.
Oh my god.
But you'd have to, like, I guess, allow that to be, like, allow your information to be part of that research. Because, like, you could probably find out a lot. That would be like breaking
some major NDAs.
Yeah, that would not happen.
That's not.
I don't know. Someone out there has the info, though.
They stay quiet? The Edward Snowden of the fucking Facebook world, like.
Yeah. Who's that gonna be?
I mean, it's kind of Edward Snowden because he oh my god, please stop.
That movie, a twist on an old classic.
Alright, well, I guess we should go to some questions.
Yeah.
But first, a word from our sponsor. Today's episode of Coffee with Crachel is brought to you by BioClarity.
So, Chris, what is BioClarity?
Well, BioClarity is a 3-step face washing and protective system.
Skincare system?
Yeah, skincare system to help you get clear skin. And I gotta say,
I fucking need that right now.
Yeah, for real. But, like, we've tried this for months, and it fucking works. Like, it is really good.
It's Chris's go-to. I borrow the salicylic acid treatment, which is the second step, because whenever I get a zit, it works really well as a spot treatment.
Yeah.
And I just got a zit right now, and I'm like, my birthday is this week. I do not need this.
Well, just put some of that stuff on it, and I'm sure it'll be gone by the end.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, they've got the cleanser, which got green tea, cucumber, and chamomile in it.
And then you have the second step, which is the salicylic acid treatment. It has like 2% salicylic acid in it, so she works.
It's strong. And then the last step is like a restoration kind of step, and it's got chlorophyll
and it's green, and it helps with redness.
Yeah, and it just is fun to put on because it's green, and like you can see it canceling out your redness with the green. So we wouldn't leave you guys hanging without a special deal. So if you go to bioclarity.com and use the code COFFEE, COFFEE, you'll get your first month for $9.95 plus free shipping, and that's a $20 savings, and you get a 100% risk-free money-back guarantee with that as well. So again, just go to bioclarity.com and use code COFFEE. Alright, so we'll get the first questions as always from patreon.com/CoffeeWithChrachel, all you binges out there. How you guys doing?
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
My coffee's cold and I'm upset.
Oh no. Oh my god, you're both have the rip to all the cold coffee cups that have...
Apparently hella relatable. Also, what does it mean if a mole is, like, a little dry?
What is happening over here?
I have this one mole, like, on my neck, and, like, I don't know. I feel like she's changing, and I don't go out in the sun enough for that to be true.
Animorphs over here. Like, yeah. What is happening?
I'm evolving.
Anyway, first question from Camellia, who said, I'd love some advice on not feeling anxious every time someone from my family or work asks me why I'm vegan, because I know no matter what my answer is, they will always argue back. My go-to answer now is a fidgety I don't know before changing the subject.
Oh my god. I mean, honestly...
That's their own fucking, like, if you're just gonna be like, I'm vegan because A, B,
animals,
C,
B, the environment, C,
I want
food,
health,
choices,
whatever. Like, if they're gonna, like, try and argue it back, they're just, like, being really insecure about, like, their choices. Like, why can't... If you can just be, like, okay with it, then, like, I feel like if you're gonna, like, try and argue back automatically with no...
Like,
you know what I mean?
Before we went on this plant-based
plant-based
diet, like, if someone told me they were vegan, I wasn't like, oh my god, that sucks. Yo, cheese, remember?
You shouldn't fucking do that because meat, cheese, blah, blah,
I'd be
blah,
like,
blah,
okay,
blah.
Let's hope this restaurant has a vegan option, or like, let's check the menu. Like, I wasn't ever a dick.
You do you.
It's the same thing as like a dietary restriction, bitch.
You don't know if they're vegan because of a dietary restriction or anything. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, what I do now is, like, I mostly say, like, well, I found out I was lactose intolerant, and most non-dairy food is already vegan, so it just worked out, and also it's bad for the environment. And,
yeah, my go-to is the environment. If you get
upset about that, because automatically you think that's, like, me trying to come at you for, like, not being respectful of the environment by eating meat, it's like... I'm sorry that you're projecting your own guilt about that onto me.
Yeah,
because I'm not meaning any. I'm just doing what I can. I know that not everybody can do this, and if you have the means, then I mean, go for it. But like, you don't have to. But like, I'm not trying to press on anybody's buttons, you know?
My go-to is just the fucking environment one.
Yeah, because I just feel like it's easier to explain because everybody can be like, all right.
Yeah.
But cheese. I mean, yes, I miss cheese too. I know. It sucks. Like, I miss real bagels and lox, man, you know? But you do what you gotta do.
And the next question kind of ties into that. It's, do we have any recommendations for healthy munchies? I smoke to help with my anxiety, but have 3 bowls of pasta every time. It's not sustainable.
We've all been there. Okay, well, it's my honest munchy food is cucumbers. Or
just
pickles.
Water, because you're so dry. It's just like greenish water.
I just like a nice crunchy water. Like, that's what I'm eating, you know? I usually will make myself like a big ass salad too if I have like everything already pre-chopped up. Otherwise, I spend 3 hours chopping up food. Yeah. That's something that I do when I'm high a lot. It's probably not good.
Like gone for like
that
an
one
hour.
photo of me chopping up Brussels sprouts. I was trying to make 1 sheet of roasted Brussels sprouts one time, and it took me like 3 hours to just cut them up because every time a leaf would fall off, I would get so distressed and I would just kept peeling the leaves. Don't do that. But another food, pretzels.
Try to avoid chopping.
Yeah, try to avoid using your kitchen, I would say. I like pretzels and I like cucumbers and sometimes hummus involved in any of those things.
My go-to for like any time of day when I'm hungry is peanut butter toast. Like I
Yeah.
could eat that like forever and not get sick of it. I don't
usually
know.
just
I'm
eat the
weird.
leftovers in my fridge, which probably isn't the best, but
And you know, we're here.
it's how she rolls.
Chips and salsa, also a good time.
Just salt and vinegar chips, but not too much because I have to go downstairs to get them, so it's like it pushes me, you know.
Ooh, that's tough choice.
Yeah.
All right, next question is, dear Chris and Rachel, I would love to know more about smoking. Rachel, does it help with anxiety? What is your favorite method of smoking, indica or sativa? Any tips?
Once again, I do not condone or endorse this, especially in non-legal states.
Yes,
and it's not going to
exactly.
work for everyone. But
Speak to your medical professionals.
Yeah, like talk to doctors. But I mean, for me, it helps with my anxiety. And lately, I've been smoking a lot less. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think it's just been probably the art and crafting thing that I've been doing. It's just been enough to relax me where I don't feel like I need that as well.
Yeah.
Which has been nice because it's obviously going to save me money.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, like if I'm just in a particularly stressed out state or I get nauseous from my anxiety a lot, that's like my biggest, I would say the most annoying part of my anxiety is the amount of like stomach disruptions, faux vomiting that happens. A lot of that. So smoking helps with the nausea, of course, and also it helps really well with my cramps and migraines that I get. So like overall, she's using it. It's the multi. It's the multi-purpose.
You know, I think it's like I personally believe that it's a good like benefit or like a good alternative to a lot of other.
Can it be misused? Obviously. Like,
yes.
Am I perfect? Am I always smoking because I'm anxious? Absolutely not. Sometimes I just want to play Mario Kart. Like, I have moods.
Exactly.
You know? But
I think that, like, it's a natural tree. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like it's more natural than some other, like using it for headache instead of, like, taking ibuprofen.
My liver is obviously going to go because of all the ibuprofen I took as a kid. Because I would get headaches all the time, and I would talk to my doctor, and I would, like, obsess over it, and he would just be like, there's nothing wrong with you, you're just getting tension headaches, you know, it's whatever.
I mean, it could have been your anxiety fucking, like,
I honestly think the headaches, I mean, I know why they get caused sometimes. Usually it's because I didn't eat enough or I, like, have enough water.
Looking
but,
at
like,
screens.
Yeah, screens, too. Like, those are the worst headaches because then you're, like, usually at that point your eyes hurt so bad that you can't even like do a task that doesn't require looking at a screen, like reading.
Because my next thing would be all right, book
or painting. Like I can't eat or Scrabble.
So then it's
my
like
go-tos.
Fucking eye mask and a podcast. Like that's what it comes down to.
I pretty much have to put that cold bean on my face, and that's it. I was talking about Lila's Paw. And I guess in terms of strain, like I go for a hybrid strain because I don't want to be knocked out because I don't have a lot of like pain. I know like a lot of people with like chronic pain will use more indica strains because it's like more of a pain relief thing. Yeah. But I'm trying not to go to sleep because my thing is I'm either not sleeping or I'm oversleeping. So I try not to do that. So I go for somewhere in the middle.
You kind of go more sativa dominant.
Yeah, but like straight sativa for me can sometimes increase my anxiety and make my heart rate race too fast.
Yeah.
It's racing just thinking about it. So I try not to do that because I've had some strains before that have like just given me like a panic attack, and then I've had to like return them, and then that's just like a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But,
and a bowl.
Yeah, I just use a pipe. I have a little octopus.
Because I feel like...
Anything bigger than that is too much of a pain in the ass for me to clean, and I'm that person that like has to keep their piece like super clean because that's how my apartment is.
Yeah,
I'm just annoying. Like I'm not the ideal smoker. Like I'm not messy at all. Like I'm really gross, and I make my apartment like you would never know what happened in here and everything like that. Like I hate everything else about it. You know what I mean? But like if I have a migraine, bitch, it's gonna be happening.
It's helping. All right, so the next question is going to be from our email, and it's titled "Creating Your Own Happiness?" ?
Oh God, I can already tell where it's going.
It says, "Hello, Chris and Rachel and the Royal Chunks." They
true.
are definitely regal. I wanted to send this along to get your opinion on something that I've been seeing everywhere recently, and that is the idea that we can just quote-unquote be happy and that we can quote-unquote create our own happiness from positive vibes only. Now, I'm all for positive thinking and trying to be on the bright side of bad situations, but as someone who has lived with fluctuating depression over a decade now, I find it incredibly frustrating. All I see all over my social media is this kind of sentiment, and it makes me feel like such a failure for not being able to create my own happiness. It makes me feel like such a failure for having bad days and not being able to get out of bed and not being able to coconut oil and lemon water my way through the bad times. I absolutely do not mean this as an attack on anybody. I just wanted to know if this is something you struggled with or had any experience with.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Like, it is something that frustrates me too. And it's, like, you're right. There was a time when I was dealing with my anxiety and I was a very, like, angry, bitter person. And I was just kind of like, well, the world sucks. Everything sucks. I got dealt a really shitty hand with my family and I was just, like, an angry hot mess. And you'll remember that as the rant video days. Slash, like, first, 3 years of my YouTube channel. And then I grew the fuck up and I realized that, I was only making myself unlikable to many people, and also I didn't even like myself. I just was a mess. And so I made a big change in my life, or strides. It didn't happen like overnight, but I strive to be a more uplifting and positive person and not engage in negativity, drop, toxic situations, friends, etc. And I was just trying to really...
Yeah, you saw that reflected in your channel, like the whole change that you made.
And I tried, but like every day it's not going to be like sunshine and rainbows and like only positive thoughts, because I do have depression and PTSD that puts a lot of negative spins on this classic we call life. So,
you could be like personally wanting that all you want, but like sometimes it's just not gonna happen because that depression's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, like today, for example, I had a really good day yesterday. It was Chris's day off. We spent the whole day like reading Harry Potter and just spending time with each other, and I had a great day, mister. And like I woke up today feeling like I was gonna die. I have no idea what caused it. I slept like the better part of the afternoon away, and I felt really miserable about it because I was like frustrated because I had things that I wanted to get done today that I just didn't get done because I wasn't feeling myself.
Yeah.
And I was honestly frankly upset because I thought I wasn't gonna get in high enough spirits for the podcast, but I managed to like get my shit together, and here we are. And like on those days, sometimes I want to tweet about it. Like sometimes I want to talk about like how frustrating it can be to like have things that you want to get done and have no real indicator that's making you feel a certain way, and then you just have like one of those trash days where you can't do shit, and you have the entire internet telling you that you're failing at life because you're not thinking positively enough. And I think it's really hard because like there's only so much positive thinking can do when you have a fucking chemical imbalance or past historical upsets that have gotten you to this point. So I think it's a little fucked up. And honestly, it's a little immature in thinking, in my opinion. And I think, it's just...
I think that, like, there, even outside of just, like, having a good day or a bad day, whatever, that, like, we put a lot of pressure on, like, the individual person in a lot of different scenarios to, like, make the biggest change and, like, be the happiest, and, like, all of the responsibility is on
it's like
individual.
Guilting you for having feelings. Like, my therapist gets so frustrated at me when sometimes I take that shit into my sessions and I say, like, something upset me and I'm like, but, you know, I shouldn't be thinking that negatively about it. And she'll look at me like I'm crazy, and she'll be like, well, of course you're going to have these negative feelings. Like, you're a person that has emotions and you have to experience them. And I've learned that most of this, like, quote unquote positive thinking is honestly just repressing. And, like, when I do that, when I'm like, I'm going to ignore all of my problems and I'm just going to live, you know, freely and do my thing. And then usually I have a really bad episode that follows that because I spent my time not actually experiencing the emotions that I needed to fucking, like, flesh out.
I think you need to have, like, I know that, like, depression and stuff, like, really enhances the, like,
negative, intrusive feelings.
And, like, the number of times that you experience them. But, like, overall, even with somebody that's not experiencing depression, like, you need to have those experiences, those days where you're not having a good day, where you're really upset about something or whatever, because, like, that
is normal.
That's normal, and it makes the other days, like,
shine brighter.
Yeah, exactly. Like, not to be cliche and all that fucking bullshit, but, like, it's fucking true. Like, you can't just be like,
you don't want to be me in 2011. Absolutely not. Like, I'm not saying that, like, I get it, because a lot of the positive vibes bullshit is, like, because they see so many people on Twitter, like, just constantly complaining and whining and, like, just being really negative. And, like, I don't want to be that person either. But, like, you can't always be, like, at an A+ as well. Like,
yeah.
And I think it does, like, frustrate people that are dealing with mental health stuff to, like, see all of these people that are like, I was depressed for 2 weeks and I used a coconut oil and shoved it up my ass and now I'm cured. And, like, I'm not here for that. Like, I just really am not, okay? Because, like, it can be a steady process, and there is nothing wrong with experiencing the negative feelings, thinking about them critically. I think that's what a lot of people forget to fucking do. And, like, even your own past mistakes, like, you got to think about the mistakes you've made, acknowledge them, and then let them go. It's not just, like, overnight.
Yeah, you don't just, like, okay, well, fuck that shit, I'm out of here. You
can't, like, just be like, that was bad, it's gone. Like,
you have to learn
about
yourself. Like, I feel like, especially since you started going to therapy regularly, you've, like, learned so much about yourself.
And I take so much. Like, that's the ultimate self-care for me, because I'm spending so much time dedicating to figuring out why I'm feeling certain ways, why I'm acting out on certain things, and correcting them. And not everybody is putting in that amount of work on themselves. And I think that is more productive than sucking a crystal's dick. Okay? Like, I'm sorry. And, like, it's fine if you find comfort in those things, and, like, they can be part of, like, helping you maintain a more positive outlook, and that is totally fine. But, like, for some people, it's not going to work, and it's not a failure for you to have a bad day and be negative or experience a negative emotion. Like, that's just life, bitch, and you're an adult.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta say.
And it's not fucking, like, narcissism to be, like, spending a lot of time, like, thinking about, like, yourself and where you've been and, like, your fucking journey and everything. Like,
well, no, because that's going to reflect in the people around me. Like, I was probably not the most wonderful person, girlfriend to be around when I wasn't, you know, taking the time to work on myself. And now I feel like I'm a better person. I'm a better friend. I'm hopefully a better partner. And, like, that's what happens when you actually look inward and change things instead of just suppressing them.
Yeah.
But, you know, I get it. We all have different ways of figuring out, like, how to deal with different things. And that is totally valid, too. There's just a happy
medium, and, you know, you don't have to be feeling bad.
I'm just here to say, like, if you're having a bad day and then you go on Twitter and somebody's basically implying that, like, that's your fault because you thought about a negative thought, so obviously you're trash, start thinking about happiness, bitch. You're allowed to have those bad thoughts, and then you're allowed to have your good thoughts, and you're just allowed to live your life and be a normal human.
Exactly.
Because that's just life. This next question is from our Twitter using hashtag CoffeeWithChrachel, and it says, should I buy Life is Strange on sale on Steam for $5? Help a girl make a decision. Because that's on sale right now. And absolutely, if you have $5 and a vessel to play it on, do it.
That thing is on, like, every fucking device, too, so, like...
Can you play it on your phone?
I feel like you can, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Really? Oh my god, that was a topic that I wanted to talk about. Emulators for old games that you would kill to play again. Because I tweeted, I really want to play Carmen Sandiego, the 98 Windows version.
Yeah.
And I know that there's emulators that exist that you can like hook up to your computer. I'm assuming you have to have a PC.
Yeah, PC is most like easiest to do that kind of shit on. Macs are like too hard to figure out.
But is there any game that you no longer have access to being able to play that you would kill to play again? That for me, it would be Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Oh fuck. Well, I mean, like, I wasn't that big ever on like computer games.
CD-ROM games?
Yeah, not really, because like I started getting into console games like really, really young.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I had a game, like I had the original Game Boy, like I had
the big chunk.
Yeah, that big chunk, like, and I was on that like from a very young age, and then I had like the original PlayStation and all that shit. So I wasn't on my computer as much.
My parents were very anti-video game, so I only had my computer that we all shared. Yeah. So, like, that was the only way that I could play games. And, like, I don't think they realized that I would be able to do that, you know?
I mean, I can always go back for a nice Oregon Trail.
Being in fucking computer class and just killing all of your friends around you.
Macaroni, here lies macaroni and cheese. Like,
yeah,
that's what I'm here for.
That was I had that one that I've talked about before where it was like 8 discs and it had like real actors playing.
Oh my god.
That was really fun. I would also love to play, what was it? Zoo Tycoon, like the first one. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. Maybe you probably still could play that. Also, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I don't know if you can play that as well.
I feel like that's like an original PlayStation thing. Like, I know like when I go to Pennsylvania sometime in the next decade, I don't know when that's happening. Like,
it's gonna happen at some point.
I'm grabbing like every video game thing I've ever had. Like, I'm gonna get my original PlayStation, and I feel like I have Pro Skater 3. Yeah, I know, but you could probably find it.
I was watching like YouTube videos of it on fucking YouTube.
Oh my god! Wow, really shocked. On Vimeo.
The soundtrack to that game is like the early 2000s dream, and like skating was so popular at that time.
Yeah, fucking Christ!
Everyone was wearing those beefy shoes.
That was me, and I wasn't a skater. So.
Oh my god! I never understood. Like, wouldn't they fall off?
I mean, I actually laced mine. Like, that was the style was like to like have them really loose, but I laced mine.
The style was like straight across and like falling apart.
The tongue of the shoe was so beefy.
Yeah, they were like the chunkiest shoes.
Yeah,
I feel like really chunky footwear was very in at that point. Like, we were wearing Ugg boots. Yeah, and we had the beefy skate shoes, moccasins, those clog shoes that every girl had that like were like suede and like cork.
Yeah,
you know what
I'm talking about. Yeah,
they were the most comfortable fucking shoes ever.
Fuck, no matter what though, back to the games. Like, I guess, you know, I want like another Nintendo 64, but you know, I could do with an emulator, I guess, but it's still the worst decision of my life selling that. That's what I want the most, like,
I know,
to have back. Fuck, Pokemon Stadium.
Also, there was this CD-ROM that I had called Games for Girls. But it was like really challenging puzzle type games. And some of them were like educational as well. And I just lived for it. There was this one game, and I wish that I could play that again because I was too stupid to fucking understand the puzzles back then. And I would love to be able to beat them now because there was this one that I could never fucking beat. It's
interesting to go back to like games that you thought were like really, really hard and see if they're still hard. Like Nancy Drew, I still couldn't fucking play it on Master Sleuth. I gotta play it on amateur still because fuck.
We're trying really hard not to use like a wiki, but like I still need a task list. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know how people play that game without a task list.
That's too much. Like, can you like actually like apply to be a real detective after playing that game on Master? Because like I feel you should be able to.
I feel like I should be the voice of Nancy now.
Oh my god! I mean, they're here, so why not?
They are here. Like, I would love to work there. Like, I don't know what if I could run their fucking social media, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yo, that would be great.
I'm gonna apply.
You should apply for that.
They're probably have like interactive filled already because they're high. Popular game.
High popular.
That's the most popular. All right.
Fuck.
Anyway, play Life is Strange, bitch.
Yeah, please get that. Wow, how did we get here?
I don't know.
All right, and the last question is going to be, I'm wondering how you deal when you really need to get things out, but you can't get to therapy for a few more days or even weeks. So, I mean, you got some experience.
I just did that.
You just came off of like a whole fucking month.
So her recommendation was to write it down in a journal, which I was doing when she was gone. And I think I'm going to continue to do.
Yeah.
Because I go weekly. So, yeah, there are days where I'm like, I should really write this down, like dreams and stuff like that I want to talk about. So, yeah, I would highly recommend writing them down, even if it's just, like, on a notepad on your phone.
Be Stefan Salvatore, have a whole bunch of diaries.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to become the Vampire Diaries now. That's fine. But also, like, if you can flesh it out with a friend that you feel comfortable talking to. Like, I mean, I'm a phone binge. I spend most of my weekdays, like, having at least a 2-hour conversation with one of my friends, like, at some point. And I just love being able to, like, flesh out something, especially my friends that are long distance that I don't get to see all the time, because, like, I feel like, they're not there to have, like, the in-person, always, I don't know, like, they're unbiased in a way. Like, it's good to get, like, a new set of ears on a situation.
Yeah. You all have that friend that you, like, pop in for, like, every week or so and, like, catch up, and then it's like, all right, see you next week,
So, I mean, not that, like, your friend should be your therapist or anything like that. Because that's a big thing to do. But, yeah, I would recommend just writing it down, honestly. It really does help, especially when it's just something that you want to remember to bring up. Because there will be so many weeks where I'm like, oh, that's definitely something I should talk about. And then I totally forget because I'll be in a different mood when I'm in the room that day.
Yeah.
And I'll be talking about something that, like, just happened, instead of something that I thought about earlier.
Yeah, having it down is like makes it more finite of a thing instead of it just like a fleeting thought right now, and it could go away. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going through this, but I would probably say writing. I do that in my day-to-day life.
I can only imagine if you were doing that, you would absolutely be writing.
Oh my god, I would have so many lists.
Yeah,
like fuck. All right, well, I guess that wraps it up for this fucking episode of Coffee with Crachel.
Yeah.
Let's go watch some more Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
honestly. All right, we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye. So, benches, because we were talking about warmer weather and me and Chris have just been, like, talking every day, like, we're going to get hiking boots soon. We're, like, just ready for spring.
Yeah.
We're going to take all of you guys camping.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, why don't you start it off, Bench?
All right, Nicole Dowling is down to their last marshmallow.
Kim Boisvert, or Boisvert, let us know, is very excited to go camping for the first time.
Shannon Shires is not excited to use the camp showers.
Alicia McKee is keeping all their food locked up and away from raccoons.
Kimberly Proza is a pro-tent builder.
Sammy Jessam is gesturing to a bear.
Sarah Booth is booing their neighbor's shitty tent.
Megan Rackley is hanging their poncho on a rack in the camper.
Kay Convery is converting their camper into a home away from home.
Taylor Collins is adding a lure to their fishing line. I don't know what that is, but fish.
Emma Corbeil forgot their iPhone charging cord.
Heather Ann overpacked because they anticipated everything that could go wrong. That's me.
Sloan Fuller is full after eating so many s'mores.
Angelica Feliz felt some water drip on them from inside the tent.
Alana Barbosa's dog won't stop barking and is waking the neighbors.
Lutzi can't see anything in the woods at night.
Taylor Mays may leave early because they're bored.
Bailey Lynn might bail early with Taylor.
Megan Ashley is pouring some water over the ashes of the fire.
Cody Castillo is casting a fish pole into the lake.
Shay Olario doesn't think the shape of their tent is correct.
Emily Tormey hopes no bad storms roll in.
Sonia Vazbrun got bruised after tripping on a rock.
Also me. Taylor Hancock can't handle all the bugs.
Sabrina Hughes is enjoying the hues of the setting sun.
Fiona is feeding ducks at a nearby lake.
Stephanie Oliver is stuffing their cooler with beers.
Talia Miller really hopes the beers are Miller Lite. Hate it.
Sylvia Ehrlichman Gross is grossed out by all the mud.
Juanita Cara is sleeping in their car under the stars.
Annie Wynn doesn't think camping in winter was such a good idea.
Cassandra Lee would rather be on a warm, sandy beach.
Emma Nygren is sharing a spooky ghost story at night.
Courtney Hall doesn't like the Halloween ghost stories while camping. It's kind of fucked up.
Becca Jansen is beckoning for their friends because they're lost from their campsite.
Angela Sue is making warm soup.
Michelle North is wearing their rain shell 24/7.
Erin Bray is braving the cold night to go to the bathroom.
Jada Goshi is going all out on their camping trip with a huge camper.
Maya Elizabeth just wants a warm bath after falling in the mud.
Ishbel Mendez just heard a menacing bell in the middle of the night.
I don't like that. Melanie Weldon is a seasoned pro and is handling the rain fairly well.
Margarita brought margarita mix to have some fun.
Avery Labelson doesn't label any of their supplies.
Daisy Blossom Dottie has bright red dots on their leg from poison ivy.
Yo, have you ever had poison ivy, though?
No, I have not.
It's the fucking worst, okay?
I don't want to experience it.
Yeah, now we're living in a city. It's not bad. Chloe Archer can't close the zipper on their tent.
Anthony Hood is pulling up their hood before heading out in the rain.
Mariah Hanna is handing out snacks to everyone on the campground.
Liz Holbrook is washing some pans in the nearby brook.
Jennifer Habgood is not very good at roasting marshmallows.
Madison Greer loves being in the greenery of the forest.
Madison Wolfe really hopes there's no wolves.
Megan McNally is keeping a tally of how many spiders they find.
Fuck you, Megan. I'm just kidding. Skylar Medley is watching the stars in the night sky.
Megan Preyes is praying that no bears will come by.
Corey Springfield is camping in an open field because the woods are scary.
Ilka is starting to feel ill after eating a berry from the woods.
The missing berry. Jacksadora Who is wondering who is setting off fireworks in a forest.
Nicole Allen is under 3 blankets but is still cold.
Courtney White roasts their marshmallows until they're no longer white. Isn't that just roasting?
Bridget Carey Davis is carrying their supplies back to their house because fuck camping.
Jennifer Cornwell has decorations for their camper like a welcome mat. Very nice.
Sophia Cock has a fancy camper with a sofa and shower.
Ash Roselle is watching embers rise from the fire.
Fox the Phoenix.
Okay.
Jackie Burkhart is hard at work building their campsite.
Beth Fonseca is not fond of the smell of citronella. I actually quite find it comforting.
It's pretty nice.
It's quite...
I just know that the mosquitoes aren't coming by. Jackie Bergiulio's jacket is covered in burrs.
Christina Contreras has all the fancy contraptions that make camping a breeze.
Catherine Simpson opts for a simpler approach.
Ian Murphy is the Sasquatch murkily hiding in the shadows.
Ian always being murky. Kendall Berg burnt their shoes on some hot embers.
Allie McGregor thinks the beauty of nature is so gorgeous.
Chloe Ireland is the master of starting campfires.
Megan Grilly is grilling burgers on Chloe's fire.
And Taka Roach is roasting hot dogs on her fire as well.
Wow, connections. Haley Cadwalder is camping in a hailstorm. Not a good choice.
Camellia Malky is making a meal out of marshmallows.
Maddie Pullman just snapped a support pole in their tent.
Amanda P. is walking in bare feet because a raccoon stole their shoes.
Oh my god. Cody Robinson is the raccoon that robbed Amanda's shoes.
Caitlin Whalen is wailing because they can't start a fire.
Allison Francois is watching the sunlight streak through the leaves.
Lauren Chavone is having a great time because they rented the nicest camper.
Dana Daly is somehow making danishes on a campfire.
Megan Wilson pitched their tent under a weeping willow.
Claire Wood is looking for any good pieces of wood.
Anna Hernandez is a photographer hunting some of the animals to take pictures of.
Jenna Gordonier is staying near the fire at all times.
Sarah is scared of every noise that comes out of the woods.
Flynn and Drew are draping a tarp over their campsite.
Bridget Dubin is enjoying camping with the other benches.
Hillary Gay loves to play games by the fire.
Mackenzie Knight is throwing a midnight campfire party.
And Rachel Evans is eventually going to leave their camper. Me as hell.
Alright, so the other beach bunches.
You guys are all little lightning bugs, and I'm going to put you in a mason jar.
Okay.
But actually, that's unethical. Just fly.
We've
got Ashley Riefenberger,
Joanna Jensen,
Rebecca Edmondson,
Mallory,
Allie Malone,
Kathleen Wynn,
and Rose Barnett.
Thank you guys so much for going camping with us.
Aww.
It's a pleasure.
Wouldn't that be so fun? Crachel's campground.
Oh my god.
Cutthroat Crachel. Wasn't it like Cutthroat Camp Cutthroat? I don't know.
Yeah, it was Camp Cutthroat,
like,
I think.
just picture it, but it's us, and
Too
instead
much
of ghost
alliteration,
stories,
like...
we just talk about the Food Network.
Just talk about the cats.
That would be so fun, though. Can we all go camping sometime?
Alright, I guess we can.
I think we should go camping in general at some point.
For real,
here.
though. Yeah, I would love
I've
to.
never gone real camping, you know.
Ooh.
I've gone, what was that camping place we went
Knoebels.
to? Knoebels camping.
It's like fucking amusement park with a campground next to it. Like,
yeah, it's like that one patch
camping
of field
light.
next to an amusement park. You can see a roller coaster from your tent.
Yes.
So that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, well, I guess we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
That was a HeadGum podcast.